Oh, back on the couch.
Back on the couch, back where we belong.
Yeah. It was good to have a guest, I think, but it was a little bit different.
Yeah, we had a lot of technical issues to begin with. And
we have technical issues today.
Yeah, our life is just a never-ending cycle of technical issues.
So Riverside, if you listen to this, fuck you. No, I'm joking. I'm just
saying
Take that out.
Give us our money back.
No, yeah. Anyway,
so what are we talking about today, Emily?
ADHD in food, which is an interesting one because we decided, I think we wanted to talk about this a while ago, but it was really after your hyperfixation tuna sandwich video went viral on not viral, but it got a lot of likes. And we thought maybe this is something we could talk about.
It got a lot of views, not many comments. Actually, someone was like, yeah, tuna sweet corn sandwiches are the best, which fair, they are the best. But it was interesting because I think out of all the clips from that last episode that we did, the tuna sweet corn sandwich one did the best. So I think it is something to talk about, especially like around food. What do you think the most ADHD thing you've ever done surrounding food is?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I don't think it's anything crazy or that weird other than just eating the same thing all over and over again. And I've done it with so many things, and then I eat so much, and then I just, like porridge, for example.
Yeah, I went
every
through
day
a
for a
porridge
year.
phase.
And then now I just can't even think about eating porridge ever again. But I wouldn't say I've done anything really that weird other than that. Yeah. What about you?
I mean, it is the hyperfixations on food, I would say. But also sometimes I'll like just forget to eat.
Yeah.
And then like I'll remember I'm like, why do I feel so dizzy and like unwell? And then I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten yet. And when I was younger, I was a really fussy eater, like really fussy, like would only eat like beige food.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this actually.
And it wasn't really it wasn't because of taste or anything. It was definitely more of a texture thing. So it's like I love the taste of mushrooms. Like I love a mushroom gravy, but I would never eat a mushroom. Or like put tomatoes on a pizza. Like the tomato sauce, would love it. Actual tomatoes, could never eat it. So it was never actually about taste. Like liked the taste of fish, but didn't like the texture of like the flakiness of fish. Or like prawns, I used to love them, but then once I ate a prawn and had a crunchy bit, I was like, no, I can't eat a prawn ever again.
How did you overcome it then?
Yeah, basically just, I think it was just more
grow up, Megan.
It was just the pure embarrassment. It was the people pleasing. It was the people pleasing aspect of me.
Was it?
That made me grow up and made me want to eat food, because it is really embarrassing to be like a 20-something-year-old woman and you're at dinner with like your partner's family.
You order pizza and chips.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, can I just have chicken nuggets and chips? Or like, his mum's cooked us this really nice prawn thing on the barbecue and I take one bite of it and it's like gagging.
Oh
and it's
God.
Like, you need to like that, but it was just too embarrassing for me. So I needed
embarrassing.
So I needed to grow up and force myself to start enjoying all the different foods.
Yeah, I think ADHD in food is its own thing, really, though, isn't it? Because obviously ADHD affects the dopamine regulation, and food is the easiest way to get dopamine that is not. That would not be classed as like dangerous.
Yeah,
you can get dopamine and be addicted to drugs, but food is so accessible. You can go anywhere and grab food and get that hit.
Food can be an addiction so easily as well. Like you look at obesity and even the other end of the spectrum as well, and it's all about either restricting your eating or eating too much. And it is that dopamine. When you have a hangover and you're feeling just so depleted, all you want to eat is eat really shitty foods. And that's because you're just like trying to get that dopamine back up, and you're like, yeah, McDonald's for breakfast, and then like, oh,
that was me this morning, by the way.
That was me yesterday. It's like then I'll deliver a dinner and then maybe a dessert, and then it's like you just get it sent to you, and it's like it is so good, and I can so easily see how
you could end up in that cycle.
When you can end up in that spiral, same thing.
Same thing.
And especially if you do have ADHD, like we are constantly seeking for dopamine. And I think there is also like a lot of executive dysfunction that comes into it, because for me, when I was having my hyperfocus of my tuna sweet corn sandwiches, all I would ever have to think about is making a tuna sweet corn sandwich, whereas actually making dinner, it's like sometimes I don't really care about what I'm eating. I don't want to put too much thought into what I'm eating. I'm like, as long as it's edible and it fills me up, I'm like, that's fine. But it's so sad sometimes because I actually love food. Like, I love food and I love like cooking different things. But you know, when you've had a long day at work, you're burnt out, or like you just really can't be bothered. There are times where I will literally just open the cupboard and eat like a bread roll or something. Like, I will have something that has no nutrition in it.
So we spoke about this on the other episode that we did recently, but it's just too overwhelming to think about something else to cook. There's probably a lot of people with ADHD that have some deficiencies because they just can't be bothered to cook anything other than pizza and chips.
Yeah,
because it's easy.
I would,
especially at uni. I bet that
I would assume that like an iron deficiency is a big thing. Yeah, I always struggled with iron deficiencies when I was younger, and I don't know if it's because I just didn't eat enough of certain things. I had like a B12 deficiency, and that's like not eating enough greens. But I eat quite a lot of greens, but so there must be some sort.
There must be. That's a whole for another day.
That's a whole nother one. We're talking about all our lactose intolerance and Emily's IBS and all of her stomach issues. That'll be a full 2-hour episode.
IBS and ADHD is a thing.
It definitely is. I think lactose intolerance and ADHD is a thing. There's got to be something.
Comment if you've got lactose intolerance. Impulsivity obviously plays a part as well, because I'm definitely bad for this. Just thinking, I'm just going to get a takeaway, and then impulsively getting it, and also ordering way too much, and then it comes and you're like, oh my God, I can't eat all of this. But it's actually, I get like the dopamine of thinking about it and ordering it and it getting here, and then I think, why have I spent all this money? And then I can't eat it all.
Do you know what I saw on TikTok this morning? And I was like, that is a banging idea. It is a new app that they like put out in South Korea or something. Yeah. And it is like an app where you like find different restaurants and you put stuff in your basket and you order your food, and then you watch the delivery guy come and drop your food off, but you never actually paid and ordered food. It's just like the dopamine rush. Wow. So it's like you're doing the actions of it without actually the food. And the more you do it, you get points every time you do that instead of ordering food.
Wow. So it is a thing then?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's the act of ordering food and deciding what I want. Like, I'll spend ages deciding what I want, and then I get really excited about it, and then it arrives and I just think I don't actually really want all of this.
I will scroll through Deliveroo like it's another social media, or like it's like food porn. I'll be going for it. I'm not even hungry. I'm not going to order it, but I'm just window shopping and looking at it. Yeah. And the other day I ate dinner, and I was still a bit hungry after dinner, and I was like scrolling through it, and I saw this like pizza boss man place and was like, oh, that looks really good. I'm going to order it. And I was like, you can't order it. We've just eaten. And I ordered a 4-slice pizza, you know, like one of those personal pizzas that are like 7 inches or something. And I ordered one pizza and it was like £8 or something. And then I still had to pay all the fees and stuff. So it was like a tenner.
It's not even worth it, is it?
And then as soon as I ordered it, I instantly regretted it, because I was like, why the fuck have I done it? But it came and it was amazing.
Was it nice?
It was so good, and when it came in, I didn't regret it.
That's good.
That was the impulsive decision of like, window shopping, and I've got hooked by it.
Yeah, and I think you do struggle to read your hunger cues with ADHD as well. So it's hard to know. Like, for example, when you make that big order, am I actually hungry, or am I just bored? Am I chasing dopamine? My boyfriend's really bad for this. Not bad for it, but I do say he's got a sugar addiction, and I also think he's maybe got ADHD. But like, every single time he has his dinner, he instantly thinks about getting a dessert or something sweet.
A sweet treat.
And it's like it's chasing that dopamine and not understanding that maybe I need to wait for my food to settle, because I'm actually like, I am satisfied.
Yeah, he eats a ridiculous amount of food as well. Like, I don't think I've ever seen any man eat as much food as he does.
And he eats a lot of food.
I say that, and he's not even like a big person either.
No, he's not. But he might be one day if he carries on.
If I hit my protein.
I do think sugar addiction is probably a thing with ADHD though, because that is really, really addictive. Like food in general, but sugar. Yeah. It's very addictive.
Are you more sweet or savoury?
Savoury.
I'm more savoury.
But I used to be sweet.
I do like a sweet treat, but I think it just makes me feel sick after a while. I need to be in a certain mood to eat a lot of sweet food, but I'd rather a starter
crisps all the way
than a dessert
over sweets.
What's the best crisp flavour? What if we're going walkers? If we're going walkers, like, you know, like the basic flavors, what
Honestly,
are you going
probably
for?
like prawn cocktail.
Yeah, solid answer. I would agree with you. I was hoping you'd say that.
Prawn cocktail. But I do actually like ready salted.
I love ready salted.
It's the best.
I love ready
You can never
salted.
go wrong with ready salted.
And Matt takes a piss out of me all the time for saying I love ready salted. I love ready salted.
Ready salted.
I love it more. Which goes on quite well into the next section of food hyperfixations.
Yeah.
We talk a lot about food hyperfixations, and I think it is still it's something that goes across both ADHD and autism and any sort of neurodiverse person. But a food hyperfixation is eating the same food on rotation, sometimes multiple times a day for weeks or months, and it almost becomes ritualistic. It's not just what you eat, where you get it from, how it's prepared, what you eat it with. Like for me, I have a special knife and fork or like spoons.
Oh, really?
You know, like have you ever seen like a spoon and you look at it and you're like, I can't eat with that spoon. That's a weird looking.
Some forks are like dog forks.
When they don't have the right weight to them.
Oh, they're like really
or like they're really
skinny
ones, or if they're too thick, or you know when they're like the really
or a bit bent.
A bit bent, yeah. So you have to have the right tools for it. And then suddenly and completely, you just can't eat it anymore. The mere thought of it is repulsive, and the cycle begins again with something new. Yeah. And I will say that this is the saddest part of a food hyperfixation. Like there is actual grief around when a food hyperfixation becomes repulsive to you. When you eat the same thing day in, day out, and then you're like,
what do I eat now? But then you can't. But then it's so stressful because breakfast is a really good example. I feel like for me, breakfast is the most difficult part of the meal of the day to think of what to eat because I eat the same thing over and over again. So with the porridge, I was like, well, what do I eat now? What do I have? I don't want toast. I want something else. And it's very. I think it becomes very overwhelming then because it's a whole new thought process of trying to find something new.
Yeah, especially I feel like for me mornings are always rushed. Exactly, like I don't have time in the morning to make a breakfast, and then you see people like having these full-blown breakfasts, and it's like I don't want to have something that I have to prepare. Like before school I'd always just eat cereal because it's so easy,
or crisps sometimes.
Or like a bottle of Red Bull and like crisps from the off license on the way to school. But I don't get how people have the time, even when people are like, oh, but it's just have yogurt with like granola and then chopped up fruit. But then I have to get fruit out the fridge and chop it up and put it on top of my yogurt, and that's too many steps. Like I just even toast, like you had to get bread out and put it in the toaster. Like I just want.
And it's just I don't know, and I think it's interesting because although we are novelty seeking, we do find comfort in sameness and routine. So.
You also get a dopamine hit from it being
your favorite food,
and knowing that it's predictable and knowing that it's the same routine over and over. And also because our brains, we have decision fatigue with everything. Like making a decision is so crippling. Once you find something that satisfies you, why would you spend the energy on trying to find something else? And then as soon as that dopamine goes away, it's like the honeymoon phase of a relationship, isn't it? It's like you start it and you're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever.
Which is an ADHD thing as well. So it's interesting how much this probably relates to so many different ADHD behaviours.
I love the honeymoon phase of a new food hyperfixation. Do you know what I did? Why is all my food hyperfixation tuna? I had one of, do you remember the deconstructed tuna sushi bowls? It was like tuna, rice, seaweed. I had it every day for lunch.
Was that not the where you, and you'd like put the seaweed
with like avocado and cucumber.
Wasn't that long ago, I swear.
No, I still have it for dinner every now and again, but I did really go hard. Or
I never tried it.
Dippy eggs was a big food hyperfixation for me. Had dippy eggs nearly every single week for breakfast.
I'm trying to think what some of the things that I've had
for lunch.
I think porridge was on the biggest one.
I did porridge. I would have porridge for lunch.
Eggs on toast. Eat that all the time. Yeah, salmon.
Always a good safe food. But then on the other end of the spectrum, which I find I struggle with quite a lot. And I do think it has to do with my medication as well. But I think I struggled with this before, just in general, like with water, just general life stuff, is forgetting to eat. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I haven't eaten all day. I'm starving, and then literally eating everything. So like I wake up, I get distracted. I forget that it's lunchtime. Then it's like 3 p.m. I haven't eaten, and then suddenly I've got like a headache. I feel really angry and irritable and overwhelmed. And then I have to make a decision about what I want to eat. And at that point, I haven't eaten all day. I'm already irritable because I'm hangry. And then I've got to make a decision of what to eat. And it just all...
And that's why then, and that's the points when it becomes the easiest option, the most accessible option. And that's like, it's like the worst thing you can possibly do is go on a food shop when you're hungry, because you just want everything inside. You're not thinking, you're thinking with your stomach rather than what do I actually need.
My nan always used to tell me never go to the supermarket
it's a
when
bad
you're
idea,
hungry, because you pick up everything, and my eyes are so much bigger than my belly.
And same with delivery.
Yes.
Don't get a delivery when you're absolutely starving, although that's usually the time when you're going to get a delivery.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Then you don't, like, if you're really hungry, the last thing you want to think about is going in the fridge and cooking a really healthy meal.
No.
You just want a ready meal or a takeaway, anything that will get you food immediately. And that's the problem, because then you're not actually getting nourishing food either.
I always think my worst eating habits are when I'm by myself. So say, for example, I live with my boyfriend. If he's away, most of the time, like, I cook dinner because I really enjoy cooking, and I'll cook really nice meals. But if he's away and it's just me by myself, I am not going to cook a full meal for myself. Like, I will literally just have like ramen, because like a noodle packet, because it's so easy, or I'll just have toast, or I'll literally just get chips out the freezer and put them in the air fryer.
I think eating on your own isn't that enjoyable though, and I've done it for so long, and it's only now that I've got a boyfriend and we eat together that I think the thought of eating alone, I just get no enjoyment from it, and then I just end up sitting on my phone because I want to do something whilst I'm eating, because I just find it quite boring.
I always have it when I start eating a meal. Bearing in mind, I am hungry while I'm eating it. I get so bored of just chewing it and eating. Does that make sense? It's like I'm eating it. I'm like, I'm actually bored eating this. Like, I don't want to be eating this anymore.
You just gave me the food. Maybe you just need it in like a shake. Like
I just need an IV that goes like food straight into me.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating, because you really look forward to eating this, and then I sit there and I'm eating it. I'm bored, and I think I just want to be finished eating this, so I don't have to chew anymore. I don't have to sit up and eat anymore. I just want to like lounge on the sofa and not have to think about eating it, and it makes me angry. It makes me angry. I'm like, and then I start eating really fast.
Oh, do you know what else? You know, I'm just getting angry when I come home from school and my mum would have like a shepherd's pie. And you'd be so annoyed, because I've had an idea in my head about what I want, probably chicken nuggets and chips, and it's shepherd's pie, and I'd be like, that's when the ADHD rage would kick in, and I'd be like eating everything. I don't want to fucking food. Why am I eating this food? Got to sit there and eat it, and it's like
it's ruined. I've come home.
Yeah, my whole like day is
flat
ruined
potato
now.
Pie or something like that.
It's
like,
so
I don't
shit.
want meat and potatoes. The best dinner, when you come home and it'd be like fajitas for dinner. Fajitas
so
for dinner.
Good.
It was so good.
My mum made chip teas. It's not fun. I'm just reading the notes here about you often end up eating an absolutely chaotic combination of whatever is immediately available. And that's from the other day when the only thing I had in my fridge was a piece of salmon, which was off from the day before. So I put that in, and then some triple cooked chips from M&S. Salmon and chips and tomato ketchup.
That is the weirdest
it wasn't nice. But this is all that was there.
Yeah, because it's either you're either gonna come there after being hungry all day, get to the fridge, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna have a really chaotic combination of whatever is easiest, or I'm gonna do a Deliveroo, or you're just gonna decide not to eat because it's too hard. And then, have you ever been so hungry that you've like gone past the hungry signals, if that makes sense? Like you're so hungry for ages, and then you're like, actually the thought of eating now just makes me feel sick.
Well, it hurts.
Yeah.
Hunger pains are so painful. They really
they are.
And they actually make you feel sick.
They do.
They put me off eating because they hurt so much.
Why would your body do that?
I don't know. And then it feels like stitch, and then when you start eating, it actually hurts to digest the food because you're so hungry.
It's just so dramatic.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like you've been starving. It's like, it might be a day of not eating and you're like,
yeah,
put some food in your
it's
stomach.
awful. But I'd say the problem is as well is that you then, because you forgot to eat all day, you eat then so much because your hunger cues are out. And then you feel really guilty after. And then there's that shame spiral as well of, why have I done this? I've ate so much. Now I feel sick. My stomach's really bloated. I'm feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Why did I do that?
And because I'll eat so fast as well.
But yeah, when you're hungry, you're just...
I'll be like a little gremlin in the corner of the room, just like munching stuff down. I feel like Schmeagol out of Lord of the Rings. I'll be like eating chicken off the bone.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel disgusting, and it's like this whole spiral of like not eating, and then you just binge everything. But it's a hard pattern, and it's probably a pattern that a lot of people with ADHD recognize, because we naturally have that forgetting to eat or putting it off. It's like we put off a lot of our needs because, you know, I don't want to go to the toilet right now because I'm really hyper focused on doing this. It's the same with eating as well.
And I think with ADHD as well, I find I think that being hungry and having ADHD makes being hungry like 10 times worse, because you're so like overstimulated anyway. Like imagine being in a really overstimulating place and being hungry and having ADHD. Like all of those things combined, it's awful. Like I do feel like me being hungry,
it's my worst self.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And hangry and tired. But I do think that having ADHD makes that whole experience worse because we do feel so like overwhelmed and overstimulated. So it's important to eat, but there's so many times where I get to the end of the day and think, why am I in such a shit mood? Why does everything feel so overwhelming right now? And it's probably because I haven't ate or drank enough.
Yeah.
Because I've been rearranging my wardrobe.
Yeah, because rearranging your wardrobe is actually more important than feeding yourself.
And it's fun.
Yeah, and it's fun. Sometimes eating is not fun.
No, because I've got to think about it.
Exactly. So what actually helps? Like what can you actually do that helps you with food and make sure that you get the nutrition for you? One of the things that I think has really helped for me is not moralizing food, if that makes sense. Is because for quite a long time I would struggle with not eating, and then I'd get to the end of the day and have the decision fatigue of not knowing what to eat, and then having to think about what to eat and making sure that it was healthy food was even worse. Because if I'd been that hungry all day, I don't want to sit there and eat like a salad or have to think about a meal that takes different steps. So rather than thinking about good food / bad food, you know, that puts a lot more shame, especially for ADHD brains, when we've already got to make the decision. Obviously, most of the time I do eat a lot of good food, but on certain days, like I give myself the, you know what, if I want to eat chicken nuggets and chips tonight, I will eat chicken nuggets and chips. It's better than not eating nothing.
Exactly.
So it's don't put food into those categories of good
and
versus
everything in
bad.
balance anyway. I think this is the problem with social media, is that food is labeled good and bad, and actually everything in moderation is fine.
What's one thing that you would say?
I would say I feel like the rotation one, we mentioned that a lot. We've also mentioned the meal box in the last episode, I'm sure. I think eating by the clock rather than by hunger, because if I know that I'm eating regularly, it doesn't have to be exactly like on the dot. I'm going to have my breakfast at 7 a.m. every day, but as long as I have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner, then I know that I'm not going to have these big dips throughout the day. The problem with me lies when I don't have breakfast, and then all of a sudden it's 2 p.m. I don't know what I've been doing in the flat, and then I'm in a terrible mood. Everything feels really overwhelming. And then it's like, then I don't know what to eat, and then it just becomes a whole thing. Whereas actually, if I just had a bit of breakfast in the morning, I would have never got to that point. And it doesn't have to be that you have to eat a really big breakfast. A lot of people on breakfast don't really like eating breakfast. Have a protein shake, have a banana, just eat something at breakfast, at lunch and dinner, and just and have that I think just keep it as a routine, and then you avoid the crash, because the crash is just, it's awful, and it's 10 times worse with ADHD.
Yeah. Rather than waiting for those cues, just make sure you do it at the specific times. Because I feel like for ADHD people, you know, we're not as good at picking up on the cues of what's wrong with our body.
Yeah,
like I'll be like,
exactly.
I'm really tired, I've got a headache. Oh, I haven't drunk water all day, because I haven't had that cue recognition of, oh, I'm thirsty, I need to drink water. So just making sure, you set an alarm on your phone and be like, breakfast, lunch, dinner, if that's what helps you. I also think it is worth mentioning that if you are on ADHD medication, specifically a stimulant medication, these medications can suppress your appetite. And it is really important to try and eat before your medication kicks in. I know it's really difficult because most of the time we have to take that medication really early on in the day, but even if you have like a protein shake or something, it is better, because I almost find if I take my medication on an empty stomach, it will suppress my appetite for the whole day and make me feel sick at the thought of food. Whereas if I can just stomach something, like just as soon as I take my medication and eat alongside it, it actually helps me continue to eat throughout the day. So yeah, it is definitely worth having a look at your medications and the timing, because everyone's experience is different on them.
And I think it's also just important with this episode to be aware that, you know, there are eating disorders are a thing, whether that's binge eating disorder, restrictive eating disorders. So to just listen to this episode with care, and if those are things you are struggling with, then these can sometimes be difficult topics for ADHD. And I think that we want to do a whole other episode on that. Maybe that might be the next episode that we do, where we just discuss that in a little bit more detail, because I think that's really important for people with ADHD.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we've spoken about food in quite a light-hearted way. And obviously we don't want to bring things down, but I think a lot of people with ADHD will struggle with eating disorders and, you know, with problems around body image and things like that, which do need to be spoken about. So I think the next episode is a good shout, speaking about that. But, you know, I think as we come into the end of this episode, if you're listening to this and you do struggle with food, remember that your relationship with food, especially if you have ADHD, is shaped very differently to a lot of other people's relationships with food, because our brain is so built on dopamine, you know, impulsive decisions, executive dysfunction. Food is one of those things that seems easy for a lot of people. And like we've mentioned many times before, the small things with ADHD are sometimes a lot harder than the bigger things. So it's not like a character flaw that you can't eat normally. Sometimes you just need to, you know, make food work for you, whatever way that works. And we've said that in every single episode that we speak about, that it is really important to
find what works for you, and to find peace with that, and don't beat yourself up if you want a pizza, because it's easy, as long as you're not eating pizza every single day, because you're probably not going to get your nutrients from it, even though that'd be really nice.
You can get vegetable pizzas though.
True.
So pizzas are good.
And on that note, we'll probably
see you next week.